I am so excited, you all. It is here, the new Moodstruck Addiction Shadow Palette number 6. Check out these gorgeous colors. I'll try not to blind you with the mirror there. So yes, there is a really nice mirror, so that way you can use it to apply the product. Let me zoom in here so that way you can see. This palette is made up of some beautiful metallic shimmer and matte pigments, as well as really pretty pinks and neutral tones. So I really envision you can do a lot with this palette. You could focus on just doing like a pink eye look. You could focus on doing a more brown, neutral kind of eye look. You could do all metallic. You could do all shimmer. I mean, really the possibilities are endless with this palette. I'm so excited about it as well. I'm gonna start out with the Moodstruck Eye Primer. What this is gonna do is gonna help my pigments really pop, prevent them from creasing and staying in place all day long. I accidentally got a little bit too much on the one eye there. So I just rub that in, and then ideally you wanna let that set for about 5 minutes before you go in and start applying your pigments. One of the things I like to do before I apply my pigments is to use my brush cleaner. So I like to just spray a little bit of that brush cleaner on a cloth. This is like my makeup cloth. And then, as I was rolling away, then I just lightly kind of swirl my brush, and look at that. It just takes the pigment right off. Let me do another one so you can really see. It works so fast. This is great if you're in between washes for your brushes and you want to have fresh brushes for whatever palette you're going to be working with. Look at that. Good as new. Okay, now let's get into applying those. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color Enthralled. It's a really nice matte brown color, and I'm going to use that as a transition color. So I'm going to put a little bit of that onto the end of my fluffy crease brush and just lightly kind of dust that into the crease. I am holding the brush more towards the end, so I have a little bit of a lighter hand, and the product just lightly dusts onto my eye more. So if I held it up close, it'd be really concentrated. So just dusting that into my crease as my transition color. Just like so. Then I'm going to take my blending brush, and I'm just going to buff out any harsh lines I might have gotten when putting that transition color onto my eyelid. Okay, isn't that nice? I love when my eyes just look like this. I feel like it's such a pretty look. All right, then I'm going to go in with this darker color. It's called Audacious. This is a darker brown, and again, I'm going to use my fluffy crease brush and focus on just taking that product into the outer corner and right above my pupil. So just kind of building that depth and darkness. This is why it's so important to have a transition color, because if I would have just gone in with this darker color, it would not have blended in as nicely as it does right now. Also, your tools make the biggest difference in how your product kind of blends and goes onto your eyelid. So if you're trying something and you just feel like it's not blending right, definitely take a look at your tools. And I'm going to post a link in the comments to all of the brushes and products that I'm using today in the comments, or excuse me, in the description box, so that way you can check them out if you have more questions. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with that color Blazing, and I'm gonna put it onto the side of my liner shader brush, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner here. Again, taking my blending brush. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cream shadow brush, and I'm gonna spray a little bit of it with rose water. Kind of dry it off a little bit so that way there's not liquid running everywhere. But then I'm gonna take that into this really nice metallic raspberry color called Impressive. And it is impressive, you all. When you get your metallics or your shimmers wet, it just allows them to pop even more when you put them onto your eyelid. So you can see I'm just really kind of packing that pigment on. When you press into the pigment on the palette, make sure that you are gentle, because it will kind of break apart if you are not. And again, just really concentrating that product onto my eyelid. I'm not going all the way in because I'm gonna take that really light gold color and I'm gonna put that on the very inner part of my eye. But just pressing that metallic on. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I wish you could see it in person because it's just absolutely gorgeous. This whole palette is fabulous. I love all the different options you can create with it. So I'm just gonna take my cloth and again use my brush cleaner. And it really does. Look at all that I just got off there. Okay. Then I'm gonna go in with my rose water. Again, spray my brush, wipe off any excess liquid. And I'm gonna go in with this really pretty, I love this color. It's called Lofty. Hopefully you can kind of see, I know. There we go, that's a good shot. Lofty, I accidentally stuck my nail in it. And I'm gonna put that just right here in the inner corner. Lightly kind of blend it, look at that. Isn't that nice? It just allows you to open up that inner corner and make it so bright. Then what I always do is just very lightly kind of just blend that out, the whole thing along the top, just to make sure I don't have any harsh lines. I'm gonna take that color Calm, which is a really nice matte. I don't wanna call it white. It's kind of off-white. And I'm gonna just put that underneath my brow bone to just kind of highlight and oomph it up. Then I'm going to go in and I'm gonna smoke the look out. So I'm gonna take my crease brush. I'm gonna start at the beginning. I'm gonna take that Enthralled, that light brown, and I'm gonna pull that underneath my eyes. Now, normally I typically will wait until after I've done my eyes to do my face makeup, but I have found with this palette, there's just really not a lot of fallout. A tip when you're smoking out, see how when I smile, there's like that little crease? Don't pull the product below that, okay? Then I'm gonna go in with Enthralled, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner, not pulling it as far. And then I'm gonna go in with Blazing. And I'm just gonna put that in the like really outermost corner there. Then I'm gonna brighten it up and I'm gonna take that Impressive, gonna bring that here. And then in the inner corner, just put a little bit more of that Lofty. Just like that. If you have any questions about the new Moodstruck Addiction Shadow Palette number 6, please don't hesitate to ask. If you like these types of videos where I do an in-depth tutorial on a single product, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.